So if you are a beginner in crochet, first of all, this is yarn and this is a hook. So today I'm using a 5mm hook. So the basic things you need to know in crochet is to know what a chain is, to know the type of crochet stitches. We have a single crochet, double crochet, and half double crochet. Those ones are the basic stitches you need to know. So let us begin with a chain. That is the simplest thing you need to know. So first of all, you get your yarn and then you make a slip. Yeah, make a knot, a knot like that, and then you enter your hook here, and then you do this yarn over like that, yarn over like that, yarn over like that. So this is a single stitch and we are using it to make a chain. So when you yarn over and bring it back into this loop, you are making a single stitch that will eventually turn into a chain. So you yarn over, bring it into this loop like that until you reach the maximum length that you need. So this here is a chain. Okay, so we have our chain here, our single stitch chain right here. So let us make our single crochet. Okay, so after we have made this, we stop there. Okay, so I'm going to use a scissors to cut it out so that we can use it to differentiate. So here is our single stitch chain. All right, so we jump into this one. So as of now, you already know how to make a knot and how to make a chain. Okay, so let us repeat what we did. We're going to make a knot. Okay, then we take our hook, you insert it into this knot that we've just made, and then we now make our single stitch chain. Okay, just as we made the first time. So here we go. So as you count, you will be able to know the height that you need. Okay, so for me, that is it. Okay, so this is our chain. We want to make a single crochet. Okay, so for a single crochet, you turn your project horizontally. Okay, and then to make your single crochet, you will take your hook and then you insert it into this very first chain, yarn over. Okay, then you yarn over. So this is a single crochet. Let's do it again. Inside, yarn over, then yarn over. All right, inside this loop, yarn over, then yarn over. Inside the loop, yarn over, yarn over. Inside the loop, yarn over, yarn over. Inside the loop, yarn over, yarn over. So it's coming in properly, yarn over. Inside the loop, yarn over, 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 yarn over. So we are done with our single crochet. All right, so to finish it up, we need to so we'll cut it like that. So here is our single crochet. This is how it looks like. Okay, so let us go to our double crochet. So you take your yarn. At this point I know we are getting somewhere. You take your yarn. Okay, what do we do next? We make our knot. Okay, after we make our knot, what do? We take our hook, put it through the loop that we have made, and then we make our chain, our single stitch chain. So here we go. You can count 1 2 3 4 5, sorry about this, 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So let us use 12 chains. All right, okay, so we want to see how a half double crochet looks like. So what you do, you turn your project horizontally. All right, then what you do, you come into this very first stitch. What you do for our double crochet, you will yarn over first into the loop, yarn over, and then through the 3 loops. Okay, let's do it again. Yarn over into the loop for the next stitch, yarn over, and then through the 3 loops. Okay, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops. Okay, so this is a half double crochet. All right, so you yarn over first into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops. So if you noted the difference, in the single crochet you don't yarn over, you just into the loop, into the 2. Okay, so for this one we have 3 loops, yarn over into the loop again, and then into the 3 loops. Okay, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops. Okay, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops, yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the 3 loops. So we have our half double crochet stitch right here. So we are going to fasten it up before we dig into our last stitch. So here we go. So let's do the double crochet. Okay, the double crochet. So for the double crochet, I know right now we are getting somewhere. What did you say we do? You take your yarn, and then what do? You make a knot. Okay, make your knot like that. Take your hook, pass it through the loop that we just made, and then we make a chain. So this is a single stitch chain. Okay, so we count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so this is a single stitch chain. So we turn our project horizontally. This time we are making a double crochet. So for a double crochet, you yarn over into the next loop, yarn over again. All right, but this time round we are going to yarn over first into the first 2 loops. Okay, so into the first 2 loops only. All right, and then into the last 2 loops. All right, let's do it again. Yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the first 2 loops, and then into the last 2 loops. So this is a double crochet. Yarn over into the loop, yarn over into the first 2 loops into the last 2 loops, yarn over again into the first 2 loops, yarn over into the last 2 loops. So this is forming the double crochet stitch, right? Yarn over the first 2 loops, the last 2 loops. As you continue, you will realize that the patterns are totally different for each crochet stitch. All right, yarn over into the first 2 loops, then into the last 2 loops, yarn over again into the first 2 loops, into the last 2 loops. All right, so this is the double crochet stitch. Okay, so we are almost there. Hang in there, and we'll be able to have our stitches and we compare them. Yeah, so here we go, the first 2 loops, the last 2 loops. All right, yarn over, first 2 loops, last 2 loops. Yeah, so we have our double crochet. So let us just fasten it up. Okay, yeah, so we have our stitches here. Okay, so we have our chain here. Okay, and then we have our single crochet chain here. I'll do this single crochet stitch, sorry, and then we have our half double crochet stitch, and then we have our double crochet stitch. So when you look at them keenly, you realize that these particular patterns are totally different from the other. Yeah, and when you are beginning your crochet journey, these are the main crochet stitches you need to know. You need to know how to make a knot, how to create a chain, and also how to make these stitches: the single crochet, half double crochet, and the double crochet. I hope this video has helped you to learn as you begin your crochet journey. See you in the next one.